Hi folks, it's Helen Rosenzweig here from Impressence Web Studios. Continuing on our blog series today, I'm going to talk about blogging for authors. And honestly, this is a question I get asked a lot, particularly from unpublished writers, actually, those who are working towards completing manuscripts and publishing books. I get asked this question a lot, and there seems to be a lot of pressure and an expectation that authors will have a blog. They feel that it's something they need to do. They talk about, I need to start blogging, I need to do this. And a lot of that has got to do with it is really required and expected, particularly if you're looking for, if you're looking to be traditionally published, you need to have an author platform. That's what they're telling you. That's correct. That's what you're hearing. You need an author platform if you're going to self-publish as well. But the blogging still seems to be this big pressure. And I think this comes back to around 2014, 2015, 2016. Blogging was huge for writers. It was literally huge. I remember those days. It was the heyday of blogging. In fact, back then I was also working towards writing a book, and so I hung out on author writing blogs all the time, like literally hung out in the comments section. Okay. We used to hang out and converse in the comments section of blogs. So it was a really, really big thing, and it was easy to get seen and visible through blogs back then. But that was back then. And actually, guys, that's like 10 years ago now. I know it's crazy to think that, but that was 10 years ago. And things definitely have changed. So I want to look at this for authors today because I want to help steer you on the right path, take unnecessary pressure off that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so if you're an author or writer, I'm going to particularly talk to your fiction authors today, and I will do another blog for nonfiction, but stick around anyway because there's still some good nuggets for you here as well. Okay, so some questions to ask yourself first before you think and start a blog. Do you have a completed manuscript yet, or are you very close to publishing? Are you about to canvas editors, publishers? Okay, so how far in that writing journey are you? I'm talking to the unpublished at the moment. Because if you're not close to it, it's probably not a good idea to blog. You need to be working on that manuscript, because I've just seen it time and time again. The pressure to blog, you end up spending more of your time blogging than actually finishing your manuscript and doing that work that you need to do. So think about that first. The second thing is, do you have a unique niche to be blogging about? Because the blog needs to have some purpose. So, sorry, I'm checking my notes here. Your blog needs to give value to someone. It needs to be something that people would search on or click on. So if they saw it shared on social media or something like that, is it interesting that someone's going to click on it? If it's just about your writing day, it's probably not, unless you've decided that you're going to write from the top of a skyscraper or something, which I don't recommend. But you know what I mean? It would have to be something different. Or it doesn't answer someone's question. So it needs to be something that people are wondering and asking and are looking for an answer on. So if you don't have that unique angle there, then pause. Don't start something. The other thing is, do you have time for it? Are you really that keen? Most writers I talk to feel a pressure about blogging. There's a couple there that have this real passion and excitement for it, and they want to do that. And heck, if you've got the time and you want to just do that, go for it. But know that in most cases, in that scenario, you're probably serving yourself, which is fine. If it's therapeutic for you, if you need to do it, it makes you feel legit, that's fine. But don't think just blogging for the sake of blogging is going to then lead to book sales or contracts or whatever. So that's just a reality check. But the reality check is there, and I want to give that to you to take pressure off, okay? Take pressure off yourself, because blogging isn't what it used to be. It's not so popular. People are reading less, guys. So, which is great. I'm talking to authors and I'm telling you people are reading less. No, people are reading books. There's plenty of people reading books. But I mean content online, people are reading less. It is more about visuals and video. So the blogs have taken a step back. Now, there is definitely the right space for blogs, and they're still very powerful when used correctly. But I'm talking particularly here probably to unpublished authors and particularly fiction authors, okay? So take that pressure off yourself. In most cases, I recommend you don't start one. When writers come to me, I will literally tell them, don't start it. Don't feel you need to do that, because then you put that pressure on yourself. There's an expectation to keep going with it. And really you need that energy and that time to be focusing on polishing your work. And even if you are published, putting that effort into getting the next book out, right? And growing your audience that way. Okay. So yeah, in summary, for most part, take that pressure off yourself. Okay. Think about whether it's the best use of your time. You're probably better off using your energy for other audience building activities. So your author platform is not just your blog. Your author platform is your entire presence online. So there's other things you can be doing. And I will do other videos on that as well. But at the moment, we're doing the blog series. Now, for published authors, there is one use case which could be useful for blogging, and that's just for your news. All right. So letting people know next book's on the way. The pre-orders are available. Here's the cover of my next book. Here's what's coming up. I don't know that many people are doing tours now, but you could be blogging about that. However, I'm going to put a little caveat on that whole thing, that even though you could be blogging about that as news, it is probably best to keep that as exclusive content for your email subscribers. So instead of publishing that on your website, encouraging people to sign up to your newsletter for that kind of news. That, I would say, in most cases is the best use for that. So if your fiction writing has a particular niche, like let's just say medieval, you're doing medieval romances or something. If there was something particular about the period of time or the setting that your books are set in, that people would love to know more about and possibly be searching about it. I do have a client, she doesn't write in this period, but it's just interesting. She has a blog post on 19th century insults. She's actually an editor, so she helps other writers. But that, by far and large, gets her so much traffic. So it's quite incredible. Now, that doesn't actually serve her, though, because the people that are reading that are not actually, or not necessarily, the people she serves. So there's that as well. So just remember that with blogs, it's got to be the right kind of traffic. Traffic for the sake of traffic is nothing unless they're relevant to you. But yeah, so, and particularly this sort of case where I'm talking about like a medieval romance writer with your content that people like, that may be more relevant if you have an existing audience and they want to know more about things from that that time setting and, that location, whatever, that could be serving your audience. But yeah, for the most part, fiction authors aren't blogging anymore. So take that pressure off yourself. And nonfiction writers, stay tuned. Next video, we're going to talk about you, because that can be quite different. All right, I'll catch you then.